Zel Boy Army here today is a special video for you boys explaining custom tactics in FIFA 21. A lot of people have a bit of an idea about custom tactics but don't really know the full depth of them. So I'm here to help you out, boys. If you like this type of content, please literally like the video, comment, let me know what videos you want to see, and please subscribe to the channel every day. Daily videos at 6 PM UK time, helping you guys improve at the game. I appreciate the support. Okay, so this is where we start. We see our team here. This is the team that starts in the balanced custom tactics. Anything I change here, any player I move about, will change the balance one. So you use this to get chemistry. So get your chemistry here, and then in the custom tactics you start on the balanced, and you can see there that's where the team is. If I move CR7, move CR7 here, you can now see CR7's moved there. We don't want to mess around with this. This is what we use for chemistry, so don't mess around with the balanced tactic. You rarely use the balanced tactic to play. In game you change to one of the ultra defensive, defensive, attacking or ultra attacking. So in game at the moment I've been playing 4-2-3-1. That's my formation there. You can see there, you press triangle or Y on Xbox and you can change the players about there where they'll start in game. And this is my other one here, the 4-4-2. So these are the two tactics that I'm personally running at the moment. I'm going to put a 4-4-2 tactics video out for you guys in the next day or two. If there's any particular formations you guys think are really powerful that you'd like me to test, please let me know. And make sure you check out my Twitch. Every day I'm streaming packs, draft, co-op, rivals, gameplay, looking at icons, answering all your questions over at Twitch. I'm Zelonius92. Really appreciate everyone who's been coming over from the YouTube. But yeah, these are the two formations I'm running. Now I'm going to explain what the tactics do exactly. So, drop back. It says this tactic will preserve your team shape and will offer your opponents more possession. Your strikers will stay passive and you may find yourself having less attacking options when you win the ball. So, effectively what drop back does is it parks the bus, gets your team to drop really deep. You obviously have to lower the depth a bit as well, but your team just don't press as much. But your team are also less likely to get caught out. This got nerfed a bit this year, made worse. It's not quite as strong. And I feel especially with pace, it has a place still. But I find balance just works better because you can't press it all with drop back and it gives them too much time on the ball. With how good the AI runs are, it's a bit risky to be using drop back in my opinion. Width, it says here, adjust your defensive team shape to be balanced. You may find one-on-one situations are more common when you don't have the ball. So if I up the width too much, it says your team could leave holes in central positions. If I lower the width a lot, it says you'll leave space more out wide for the opposition wingers. On this FIFA, I want to have 4 or 5 width, I think, because pace down the wings is really good on this game. Pace in general is really good, but don't want to put the width too high because then pace down the middle, the through balls will just kill you through the middle. So I think anywhere from 3 to 5 is going to be pretty viable. Depth, this is literally just how high your defensive line should be playing when you don't have the ball. If you go too deep, then I think you just give up a little bit too much space. I occasionally, when I'm parking the bus later on, might go really deep just to try and not give any easy through balls behind. If you're really struggling with pace, lowering the depth is a good way of dealing with it. I would go anywhere from 3 to 5 depth. I'm personally playing 4, but I have a very quick defense. Mendy, Semedo, Varane, Van Dijk, they're very good. If you've got a bit of a slow defense, you might want to drop even to 2, but you are going to invite a lot of pressure up. Okay, the offensive styles. These are important. Unfortunately, still, the only one that I'm finding on this game that works really well is balanced. It is literally a balanced one. They make different types of runs. They'll offer you possession. They'll run in behind. They'll get wide. The instructions do play a part in this as well, and we will get to them and what they can do exactly. But yeah, balance for me is still the best. Long ball, I've tried a bit. It's not bad in a defensive tactic when you're trying to counter attack quick. Fast build up, it can work for high press tactics when you go in constant pressure and try to win the ball back and counter attack really, really quick. But if you don't attack really quick with this, you just get left with no options. And then possession, I was hoping with the better AI runs this year, possession was going to be really good. it is useless. I don't know if it was just a bad experience in a draft without a very good team. I will experiment more with my actual good team and see if it works better, but it just wasn't very good. And you can obviously guess what possession should do. Width. So if you lower it a lot, it says there you should have more options in the middle. The wings will be open for people to counter when you lose possession. Put it in the middle, it's balanced. Put it high, and you'll have lots of players out wide to stretch teams, but less options in the middle, and people might be able to counter attack if you're in the middle a bit more. In a 4-4-2, I up the width a bit. In like a 4-2-3-1 or a narrow, I'll probably lower the width. Players in box, very simple. When you're attacking, how quickly will players try to get into the box? The higher it is, the more vulnerable you are to a counter attack. The lower it is, the less options you're going to have in the box. I tend to go 4-5. If I'm going all out attack later on, I might up it to like 9 or 10. Corners, other than like when I'm all out attack, I tend to put it to 1. Because at 1, it still puts you big target men who are good in the air in the box. When you have it higher, you're just more vulnerable to counter attack, so you just have to be careful with that. Instructions, we've got lots of different types of players here, so we can see some of the different instructions. For a striker, it depends on the formation tactic. Balanced width or stay central tends to be what I want. I don't really think you want a striker drifting wide. It tells you there what it does, but that's pretty obvious. Getting behind, if you have a really fast striker with good movement like Mbappe, is still very good. Last year, getting behind wasn't quite as good because players just made stupid runs, but this year it's a lot better. Mixed attack, still very viable. Target man's one that I've been going for a lot more. Because on last FIFA, they just stood like statues and didn't really do anything. But on this game, target man works quite well because someone like CR7 still makes great runs in behind, but then holds up the play and lets you play other people into the game. I feel like, and I've not tested it, so bear in mind this is just theory crafting from what I've seen. I feel like a Lewandowski could be usable with target man, as long as you have pace around him. False 9, it can work sometimes. Jambu used it in the 4-2-2 quite a bit last year to turn it into a 4-2-3-1 at times. I'm not 100% convinced. I'm not 100% convinced about the false 9 yet, but I need to experiment with it. For cams, stay forward, come back on defense, basic defense support. It depends. If you want to be really attacking, then stay forward. If you want to have lots of options to help you deal with the defender, which at the moment people struggling with, come back on defense might be the one to go for. The crossing runs, very simple. Do you want them to get in the box? Yes. A bit of the time, no. Free roam, drift wide. I always just stick to position. Free roam I find just puts them in useless positions. Drift wide, well, you put wingers if you want that. For the left mid, right mid, I tend to leave at least basic defensive support or come back on defense. If you put stay forward, they just don't offer anything defensively. Stay forward can be really good if you want to counter attack quick or you're on all that attack and you win the ball quick, but it's very risky in a normal tactic. Depending on what your tactic wants to be, cut inside can work. I like stay wide because stay wide on the left mid and right mid draws fullbacks out and creates more space in the middle. Free roam, I've not really experimented with that to be honest. Generally, wingers are going to be quick, so I think you want them on getting behind. I don't really know how a target man winger would work, but getting behind for me seems to be the best. And then with getting behind, I put getting to the box, so they're trying to penetrate the defence. For centre mid, I think CDMs get pretty much the same options. So stay back while attacking, I think might be more useful this year than last, just because you'd probably need the options. Last year, as in options in defence, last year I had my midfielders on balanced attack because without them you just didn't have enough options, whereas this year players make such better runs you don't need the midfield quite as much. So for Ballack, I'll always have him on balanced attack because he's too good going forward to sacrifice that. Kante, I might be putting him on stay back. CDMs wouldn't have support and crosses. I don't really think you want centre mids getting into the box though for the most part. I tend to put my centre mids or CDMs on cover centre because my wide players can cover the wing. And then for centre backs, you pretty much will never change it from stay back while attacking. You could experiment with aggressive interceptions, but I think they just lose too much stamina. And then for fullbacks, in nearly all formations, I'll have them on stay back. just to deal with counter attacks. If you're all out attack, you might go join the attack. If you're playing a formation like the narrow diamond, you might go bounce attack just to give you some more options. And then you might go something like overlap. But in general, I want my fullbacks on stay back while attacking just to give me some defensive support. And then the last thing, make sure you set your set piece takers up. Sometimes people can get caught out if you take a quick free kick corner and you don't want to have to be changing your set piece taker before it. Generally, for corners, I pick someone who's got decent technical stats and not very good in the air. I don't want Neymar in the box for a corner. Captain, just pick someone you like. I don't know if the leadership trait does anything. Probably not. Penalties, someone with high penalties. Corners, oh, we've already done that. Free kicks, someone with good free kick accuracy, curve and shot power. Boys, hope this video has helped you. Appreciate you a lot. Hope to see you in one of my streams soon. Keep it spicy. Have a great evening.